Right. Hello everyone. Welcome to another video with me, and we are going to be talking today about Final Fantasy V's collaboration. As you can see, I've got Lena on screen, and some housekeeping before we get too far into it. First off, I want to talk a little bit about some channel things. Sorry, but skip ahead to a time code that I might have listed below. So first off, I realized that I have not been doing my bi-monthlies lately. It's been just a little too busy, and I feel like I've been covering the news adequately enough that it was not worthy of, or at least just not necessary right now. I will be getting back to it probably on May 1st, talking about general state of the game and whatnot, provided that I am not overly exhausted. We'll see. So yeah, that's that. Other things, I do realize that there have been some comments lately, and I haven't gotten around to answering all of them. That's just general time issues, and I apologize. Hopefully I'll be able to get to more of them, but no guarantees. So yeah, talking about what I've been looking at this weekend. I mean, I could talk about the fact that I've been playing Cyberpunk again with the new ray tracing update on my PC, and I actually got path tracing working, and it's really, really cool. Yeah, that's really, really fun. We could talk about the fact that I platinumed finally Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, oh my goodness. That one was just so much. Or we can talk about the fact that I've been picking out a bunch of stuff to do with War of the Visions, specifically around the Final Fantasy V event. So far today, one of the major things that I want to talk about is Bart's special ability, is now that I've had some more time to practice with it and scope out some other people practicing with it. It does work in there's some interesting details to talk about here. So yeah, let's get into it. And as you can see right now, this is Peachin's new video. I think it was just uploaded actually 49 minutes ago with Lena. As you can see, he's put Lena with a dark team, which, okay. Skipping ahead a little bit to the end. And honestly, Lena is coming off as one of my more favorite characters, because she is really actually like a really good support unit, or really, really cool. There isn't too terribly much to say about her yet in terms of her optimized particular space in the game, of whether or not she needs to be run a certain way, because mine's still not 140. I mean, I'm still thinking personally green mage for the some of its capabilities, but yeah, we haven't got there yet. So you're looking at theirs versus an ice team. Pretty clear win. Don't think that Dark particularly had against that. Here we can kind of see more of an interesting team here with multi-elemental fist, rainbow fist. It does exist, and of course I'm not going to cannibalize Peachin's videos. You should all go watch it, but I thought I'd start with just talking a little bit about Lena. I think that she is both of actually the Final Fantasy V characters are quite interesting in multi-elemental spots, not necessarily only particular, because Lena's just an incredibly strong heal. Her limit burst can heal for about 15,000 fairly easily, it feels like. So it's good in a lot of areas, and the fact that she can give re-raise to multiple characters at the same time is pretty reassuring. Now, it is limited in its scope in the fact that you can only use it once, so if you have like 2 battles in a row, not gonna help that much. But Lena also occupies a really, really valuable spot right now of being able to protect against Earth at the same time, which makes a lot more sense why you're seeing her in different parties, since King Bradley is one of the most popular characters on JP, and also just one of the best characters game. So if you have Lena who is thrown in with other strong characters, she just makes other strong other comps very strong. And interestingly, with, like, for instance, the new Wrath card, she, I do believe, is included on that. I'm gonna make that claim while I quickly bring it up while you're kind of checking this out. Where that she's on here. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is on the new Wrath Dark Demon, which basically means that she has access to a increased magic, increased AoE resistance, and she doesn't really need to be pushing that much damage, since you can potentially put Wrath as more DPS now and less as, like, needing to be insanely strong. So yeah, skipping ahead, I do recommend you check this video out. Here you can kind of see that it's gone not particularly the best, but this is a light elemental party and maybe not necessarily the thing that you are looking to hit. But even so, like, the turn counter is getting pretty low on this. You can see Lena's priority is almost entirely healing, but I do think that it is also noteworthy. You can see she can, like, pretty much last out an enemy team in the right case. I mean, it's still a win for them because more people are around at the end. Here's, like, Thunder. With Alphonse, which is relevant to Globalers, and one more versus, let's see here, Wind. So yeah, I mean, Lena is definitely working into becoming one of my more favorite characters, and I think as long as Earth is particularly strong, which, given King Bradley's power level, will probably stay around for a good amount of time, Lena's actually just a really good tech, and will probably be, and this is one of the reasons why she's probably going to be a very popular one at high tier guilds, as King Bradley is everywhere up there. Of course, depends how the meta shifts. So let's take a break from that and talk about the other thing in the room, which is Bartz. Bartz is, needless to say, at this point, a pretty damn strong character. Building him has become very, very powerful, and this is what, Hanku, for a YouTuber, and he has been did his look at, but one of the things he did that I want to highlight here is that he effectively set up a party with King Bradley and tested out King Bradley's massive AoE in combination with Bartz's ability. Now, again, for those who don't know, we need a recap basically on Bartz, because I wasn't super sure sounding like. Basically, a diamond area around Bartz. If a character, an allied character, is in that diamond, Bartz will fire off a secondary attack that triggers on a lot of different stuff, as a matter of fact. And testing it, it does hit, if it's an AoE attack, it will hit multiple targets in that AoE. So, case in point, take a look. You can see the type of damage that King Bradley is already doing, but here's the follow-up attack. 3,000, 4,000, almost 5,000, almost 5,000. So an incredibly high amount of damage that was being done. And this is one of the things that was particularly really interesting, like in the discovery. First off, things that I now know. I now know that Bart's trigger area is effectively that diamond AoE, but it does have height restrictions. It's not just, I think it has like a height difference of 1 that it is capable of activating from. Second off, if a character has a secondary follow-up attack, such as Astrius, or a character such as Noctis, the effect will actually trigger 4 Astrius's follow-up attack and then Bartz's follow-up attack. Now, this doesn't really work in the sense that, oh my god, look at all the extra chaining I can do. That's not how that works, but it does work really, really well into just dealing a lot of potential extra damage. And that's pretty damn strong. Like, if you think about countering a bunch of other stuff. One of the reasons it wasn't working in my video is because we just killed the enemy first, and it does have I think a limit to the number of times it can be used. But Bartz's AoE is particularly much stronger than when I was testing on stream as well, because I was only getting about, with my basic level Bartz, about 700 or 900 points of damage. And one of the things that seems to be going now for Bartz is stacking as much human killer as possible through different sources. And one of the big things is job VCs. Actually, job VC wise, Bartz is capable of stacking a massive amount of human killer very, very quickly, and very, very almost a scary amount that he is capable of doing. You're seeing here a kind of different setup where we're looking at just how much damage he is capable of doing for a full build, and you're getting the AP reduction and everything like that. Bartz is there's like, from initial videos and everything I've watched, yes, like Wing Stern plus him is just the very, very natural combo, and maybe Engelbert or Warrior of Light to complete that in terms of a light set. But if you just want to go the sword route, the sword route actually works insanely well with him, and it kind of speaks to, for everyone who said, oh, Bartz has white hair, oh, why is Bartz like the holy element, why is he not this element or whatever? Kind of doesn't matter, because, I mean, being in light, he has almost the perfect allies with massive AoEs and potential of powering him up or protecting him with Engelbert or Lucio or anything like that. I think that's really, really just a natural fit for him, like meta-wise. But I think that he also has just really interesting potential with King Bradley. Now, he is in the group, which is what? I'm just double checking. The Spellblade, Gilgamesh, Warrior of Light, Titus, Armont, what else? Duelist, Violet group, which is fine. There's actually a fair amount of crossover, and Bartz's vision card that comes with this collaboration event, the Pixel one with Lena looking at the Windrake, that VC is like 30 human killer, and it works with characters such as Lightning, it works with characters such as Wing Stern, and it works with characters such as King Bradley, which is just a really lot of interesting potential as to how that team looks and how much DPS it's able to push by stacking these different job VCs, as much human killer as possible, and then really, really benefiting off of Bart's secondary attack, which is very, like, scary to be up against. Bart's feels, coming back to the general theme of what I have kind of concluded more about Bart's, in the same way as Lena, actually. It may not be their own element where they're actually best. Bart's kind of with King Bradley, who's already one of the strongest characters in the game, combination with some other third character, or, you know, maybe with Lightning when she gets her upgrades and she has massive AoEs. Lightning is really, really a really strong, capable damage dealer. Or with Armont, who, because he's just a really good tank with a neat status effect, you can get a lot of really powerful, synergistic things going on without having to be mono element, which also kind of gets skirts around the elemental chain resistance thing that's starting to pop up in a lot of different places. Amazing ending card, by the way. So yeah, both Bartz and Lena, in at least at this point in time, I think are really interesting characters overall, and I'm excited to see how they evolve over the next little bit. Lena is already looking like she's going to have a spot in high tier meta. She'll at the very least make people think twice about running King Bradley potentially, since she can kind of tip the scales a little bit more towards other elements that aren't necessarily wind. And powerful heals and everything will give you long-lasting longevity and give characters re-raise who didn't have re-raise before. All of these things are quite nice. As for Bartz really does have high potential to be a real big pain in the ass for the future. His VC is probably going to be necessary because when this is all said and done, because I mean, it's high accuracy, it's elemental chain resistance, and it's human killer on it, which just powers up his secondary effect. Not to mention all of his attack power just goes up and through the roof. And yeah, Viking is proving interesting as a interesting secondary for him, as it gives him some really strong buffs to boost his attack power. I'm still particularly maybe a little more towards the interesting strike, because job-wise, there might be some VCs that I'm eyeing that could potentially, but at least at the time of this video recording, I'm not 100% on. But yeah, coming in and talking about just Bartz and Lena, both are proving to be really great investments so far, which thumbs up. And we still have Ferris. Ferris is a week away, and Ferris, if she is anything continuing down the same route that we're looking at right now, Ferris should also be incredibly powerful and really, really scary, given that both Bartz and Lena seem to be good so far. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope this provided some more light on things. I'll try and do some more gameplay stuff in the near future, but since both of my versions are pretty low right now, sucks. Not spending money on the game doesn't really help you. Take care. See you next time.